This video is sponsored by my favorite website creator, Squarespace, the best place to go when you want to get a domain or create a gorgeous website or an online store. I don't know, I just feel like, honestly, what's going on? Why is everything all of a sudden about luxury brands? Like bags and skincare and perfumes and shoes. It feels like the last few years, it's as if luxury products no longer are just for like the 0.1%, but something that we should all aspire to, no matter our income. As if like we're not living life successfully if we can't afford Chanel jewelry and a biannual botox treatment. How did this happen? When did we get like so caught up in material wealth as like our only indicator of success? And why do we want to live our lives as if feeling beautiful is, you know, a matter of money? And like a type of extreme money that frankly, more or less none of us can afford. I know I can't anyway. So what? For those of us who can't afford luxury skincare and makeup and clothes, are we doomed to be like ugly forever? Is this how we like measure beauty? I am getting tired of this now, this hectic sense that we're like all supposed to strive for ridiculous wealth, and not only strive for, but expect to one day reach, and feeling like failures if we're not like on the way of becoming, you know, a yacht-dwelling millionaire. Aren't you tired of this too? Like, we can't all be Chanel-clad millionaires, and even if we could, is it even a worthy pursuit to begin with? So, can you please allow me to sound like a complete granny here for a while and take it back to when I was a little girl in Sweden? No, I didn't walk 10 miles barefoot in snow to school, but I did walk in affordable shoes. Until I was like 13, 14, I grew up in a working class small town and I didn't even know that there was such a thing as luxury brands. I knew there were brands, but for me, the only brands I ever really came in contact with was maybe like a pair of Levi's jeans or once a pair of like real Converse shoes instead of like the faux Converse that the rest of us kids hopscotched in. Anyway, my point is this. Was my childhood unhappier because I never knew Gucci? Of course not. I mean, this was a working class town in Sweden. So yes, free healthcare, free schools, and you know, free elder care and uni and childcare. So even though no one had much money, everyone was more or less safe and stable. It was not until I moved to Stockholm as a teen that I first got the taste of like brand mania, when everyone, and I mean everyone, had Buffalo shoes. And after like saving for a while, yes, I did too. Black ones, beautiful. David had the beige ones, I think, didn't you? Yeah. Beige Buffaloes, that's really cool. Anyway, my point is this. Growing up in Sweden, I never expected to be wealthy as an adult. I honestly just didn't think about it that much, but I did always dream of having like a creatively fulfilling job, like a journalist or an actress or musician. I guess my point is this. I've always thought of a beautiful life, like a luxurious one, to be a life not of material wealth, but of self-expression. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, you might think that I'm contradicting myself with this since, you know, I'm a fashion head. Like, I love clothes and I don't only enjoy feeling beautiful, I actually find it essential for my own happiness to feel beautiful. Although I don't look at that as being, you know, superficial or linked to money and brands, I see it as like having fun with self-expression in a lighthearted, not so serious way. Like, I only really feel like an outfit is a hit and like succeeds in making me feel beautiful if it somehow expresses who I am as a person. Basically, if the outfit or makeup or hair makes me not look like more traditional beautiful, but simply more as me, like the quintessential Jenny Mustard, you know? It's like, you can see someone who clearly like has a lot of money to spend on like a top to toe designer outfit, but if they're not like creatively interested in fashion, it's just, you know, going to be a nice outfit, you know? On the other hand, one of the best things about London is people watching. Like, all of the young ones on like a shoestring budget, scouring secondhand sites and like creating these, you know, amazing moments of fashion on no money at all, simply because they're like artistically expressing who they are through clothes and like hair and makeup. Like, a red lipstick is a red lipstick, no matter if it's £3 or 300, let's be real. Because we already know this, of course we do. Material wealth and owning a lot of expensive things, it does not make you happy. This is no news to anyone. Buying a Gucci bag might give like a momentary rush, but it doesn't make for a happy life. Two things that does make you happy though, I mean, if you ask me, is first of all, a wardrobe that expresses who you are. That's like a long-lived source of joy, at least it is for me, you know, who have a fascination for style and beauty. And second of all, one thing I think makes everyone happier is financial stability and security. Basically, enough security to like not worry or stress over paying bills or paying for healthcare or saving for your children's education. These are the countries that have the happiest people, the countries with populations that feel safe. I think it's because when you feel that security, you can focus on other things like self-realization and self-expression and, you know, figuring out who you are through an increasingly eccentric wardrobe. The thing about clothes though is, of course, like, it's tricky any way you turn it. It's complicated. Like, of course, we shouldn't all plan to buy incredibly expensive designer stuff, but neither should we support fast fashion brands exploiting third world countries and buying bad quality clothes that, you know, fall apart after the second time we wash it. There's no easy solution in how to like create a wardrobe that's sustainable and affordable and lets us express who we are through spectacularly styled outfits. I mean, you know me, I will always say to simply buy less. A magical wardrobe is built on like high quality staples that are in great quality, so great that you only have to buy them once and they will last you forever, like a good pair of jeans or a simple black dress, you know? And then like when the basics are all there, the only way forward, if you ask me, is to find those like showstopper pieces affordably and sustainably on the vintage sites or in the thrift shops. Honestly, more or less all of my favorite pieces that I wear again and again and never get tired of are pre-owned. And I value them so much more just because of this fact. They are, you know, one of a kind with a history. I think it's so warped that we're somehow under the impression that feeling like you've made a success out of yourself is a thing that could be measured in money or, you know, possessions. We're not all the same. We don't want the same things. The same things don't make us happy. Like, I think how to best measure success is to measure how bespoke you've made your life, to like find out who you quintessentially are. Like I mentioned earlier, I'd never been very motivated by money. I mean, I was when we first started out as influencers because we had so extremely little of it, and every month we were like afraid of not being able to, you know, buy food. But as soon as we hit that like stable, reasonable income, money stopped being much of a motivation for me. The thing that does motivate me the most is just like basically recognition for my creative work, like feeling that I'm creating beautiful things, no matter if it's writing a whole novel or just like wearing a smashing outfit. And when I'm feeling like, you know, I'm living a bespoke life, like in the way that best fits me as a person or my personality or my aesthetic. If I look at my life right now, I am safe and secure. I make enough money to pay my bills, you know, knock on wood. I have a home that I feel comfortable in and, you know, a small wardrobe that expresses who I am. And, you know, I have David and other relationships to make me feel good about myself. I am, as of right now, living the dream. I do not need anything else to be an overall happy person. Of course, I have, you know, goals and dreams and hopes for the future and things that I want to see and do. And I would love to one day have like a little summer house in Sweden, but that's just spice. I don't need it. I could go on exactly as I do now and feel safe and healthy and creatively fulfilled. And yes, most days I feel really, really quite beautiful too, since I kind of feel like I am expressing outwardly who I am on the inside. Not always. I have ugly days too, of course. I mean, hello PMS. But if I look at my life and my wardrobe and my relationships and my home, of course I realize just how insanely lucky I am. I hope that you do too. And looking at all this, I feel like, what difference at all on my happiness would a Gucci bag do? I mean, come on. So in conclusion, my friends, we are all already plenty beautiful. We know this. We're all in different stages, of course. I know a lot of you are not financially stable and are stressing over money in these difficult times. And David and I are definitely feeling it too. So I'm sending warm thoughts to all of you. But I think this is a time to, count our blessings. The goal should be that everyone is safe and have the ability to freely express who they are, no matter where in the world they are. It should not be that, you or I individually can afford to buy a lot of designer things. The wealth gap needs to close, not become wider. Sure, it's nice to, treat ourselves to beautiful things once in a while. And yes, small luxuries are just like a wonderful way to enjoy being, alive. But if we spread the wealth, we could all afford a beautiful, decent, safe life. Okay, this is Socialist Jenny signing off. Low-key socialist anyway. I am beautiful already. You're all beautiful already. It's easy to get caught up in all of this materialistic stuff. So let's just remind each other that feeling beautiful and happy has really very little to do with material wealth. I mean, we know this deep in our core. We know that rushing after wealth is just a distraction. It's not what matters. Feel free to disagree, but really nothing can change my mind on this. Safety and creativity, that's the recipe. Okay, tell me your view. Where are you at? Are you feeling rich? Are you feeling poor? Are you feeling like you can't afford the things that make you happy? I want to hear your take on all this. And like always, please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Now, if you want to create a beautiful site or maybe start your own blog, if so, you should definitely do it with Squarespace. Listen to this, with Fluid Engine, a next generation website design system, it's never been easier for you to unleash your creativity. So you start with an incredible template and customize everything by simply dragging and dropping. It seriously couldn't be easier. Squarespace is also amazing with blogging tools to share your stories, photos and videos to make it easy to reach your audience. You can also auto-post your content to Twitter, Facebook or Tumblr, and they have great traffic analytics so that you can see how many people are visiting your site, how long they're staying for, where they're coming from, and what they're interested in, like interior design or finance or maybe books, for example. So what are you waiting for? Go get your free trial today at squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/jennymustard to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching today and see you next week already, I hope. Puss puss!